Good morning, everyone. Sue Ann here. Today, we're going to do a working June garden tour. There's lots to do. There's pruning, deadheading, cut back, things like that. And all the while, I will show you how the garden is looking. All right, let's get to work. I've got all my tools ready to go. My pruners are all greased up, and I've got my gloves, kneeling pad, my barn owl trimmers, and my pop-up bag. First up is salvia. Now salvia I have not touched all year. We're talking winter and during the growing season. It really doesn't need anything at all from me, but since I'm out here working, I'm gonna go ahead and size this up because it's pretty close to where my son parks his car, and he's always saying, "Mom, those bees, every time I get out of my car." So I'm gonna cut it back and tidy her up and do just a little bit of selective pruning. Why not? Bringing you in real close, all I'm doing is literally deadheading these spent blooms. You see all the new growth here? This is just a workhorse of a plant, Mystic Spire Salvia. And now let's just take this part back because it's really hanging over. I really love the look, but you know, you gotta make your family happy. And there you have it. Mystic Spire's salvia is all pruned up. Can you even tell the difference? I honestly, I really can't, except that it's just a wee bit smaller, you know, taking it back a little bit off the driveway. The hardest part really was working around these bees. It's nonstop with these bees. Okay, moving on. Okay, now we are at this generic salvia here. It's shorter, it's only about 2 feet tall. And we are just a little further down from Mystic Spires. That's right there, looking all slick. And so basically, after my garden tour in May, I went ahead and just deadheaded this plant, just cutting off the spent blooms like so, just selectively pruning. And that was like, what, 2 weeks ago or so? And already there's all kinds of new growth. So let me bring you in a little closer and show you what I mean. So look at all this. Look at all this new growth here. There and there. All of that in just a couple of weeks. And that was purposeful. I quickly deadheaded after that garden tour so that I could get new growth quickly. Okay, now here's this thing. Check this out. The legs are a little bare, and I could cut this all the way back. See that new real fresh growth right there at the base. I could cut it all the way back to right here, just above this new growth, and let it reflush. But why? I am going to keep it as is and just continue to deadhead the spent blooms because look, I have color. I have color and I have height, and it still looks good. So that's what I'm going to do with the salvia. All right, one more salvia. But first, look how pretty the center island is looking. Iceberg roses are flushing back out. The surefire rose begonia that's planted right underneath is looking beefier and gorgeous. Oh, and then the blue evolvulus. I am loving all those plants. But anywho, back to work. Okay, one more salvia. This is Victoria Blue. It's sold as an annual, but for us here in zone 9 and 10, it is a perennial. It keeps coming back, which is awesome. We are going to do a little bit of major prune, like some big branches we'll take all the way down, and some selective prune on this one. It's encroaching on my super Bina, so let's back all the way back. This is a more compact plant, more like 18 to 24 inches tall and wide. These bloom stalks are shorter. Still pretty though. Love it. All right. That's all I'm doing for that one. This is getting kind of big, this lantana. Let's cut it back off of here. I need this to grow. This area is looking great. Everything's got room to grow. Now the Tiara Pink Super Petunia and the Super Bina Pink Cashmere has room to really spread and do its thing. And so does Aztec King Mangave. That's supposed to get really big, and I want it to get big. I want that structure there. And then I also cut back that lantana because it was getting big. Didn't expect it to get that big. Happy to see that there is progress on my agastache. Let's see if I can get this in focus here. See the little buds coming? Oh, this is a new plant, everyone. So super excited to see this one bloom. And I've got 3 of these. There's 1, 2, and 3. That middle one, boy, it's a little slow. But the other 2, I see buds. Super duper excited. Ooh, that sun's coming out. I like working when it's overcast and cooler. That means I need to hustle. Oh, but look at that. Oh, it's looking good. So good. Since we're in the fairy garden bed, by the way, look how cute. Isn't that so cute? That That just makes me smile. The moss is looking a little dried up, but hey, that's real life, right? Fields aren't perfect. They dry out. Some of it looks good. I like it. It's real life. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about these petunias. Look at this. I had that gorgeous cloud of bubblegum petunias. It looked so amazing. And look at it now. I have budworms. Urgh. Common pest for petunias, and this is how I know. Look at that. That gorgeous bloom is chewed up. Right? And there's another one. I've been using BT, which stands for Bacillus thuringiensis, to basically take out the budworms. I haven't seen much improvement yet, but I'm hopeful. Ooh, look at that little birdie. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even know that the birds liked that salvia. Anyway, back to petunias. That's the plan. Once a week, BT, and then fertilize 1 to 2 times a week. And hopefully these flowers will be back. I paid too much money for these plants to be looking like this. So it's giving me pause on the petunias, that's for sure. Okay, time to tackle the lavender. This lavender walkway, I'm just going to take a little bit off, mostly shaping each plant. I like them to look a little more tidy at this time of the year, and that will also encourage new growth. But real quick, look at Palo Verde tree, still rocking the blooms. Man, this is an incredible tree. It's been blooming since April and we are in June. All right, it's starting to get hot out here. I need to work with purpose. So let's get after it. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it. It looks so neat and tidy, which is what I'm craving at this time of the year. I like the spheres, shapes that it creates. And the color, just the color of these beautiful lavenders, just so beautiful. So let's recap a couple tips. Okay, few things to remember when you're cutting back your lavender. Let's do it before it gets way too hot. It's not going to respond well to this kind of pruning when we're in the dog days of summer. So get it done now. And you want to just avoid getting into the dead wood. Okay, let me show you what I mean. See this. Let me turn the camera around. Hold on. Don't cut too deep down into this dead wood here. That will kill your lavender. That's really the most important thing that you have to remember. Don't cut back when it's too hot, and don't go into this dead wood. Woo, I am glistening. It's getting hot out here. Just real quick, last year when I pruned my lavender back, I did it in early June, and I just got too scissor happy. And I cut too much of this back, and it did not rebloom for me. Even with our long growing season, you know, we're warm until October, sometimes part of November, and it did not rebloom for me. So this time I only took a little bit back, just a couple inches, no more than a third. I mean, I really didn't even go down a third, honestly, because I want some more blooms. That's why we love this plant. So just a little tip, don't cut too far back if you want it to rebloom. Okay, now to finish the rest of the lavender hedge. Super quick, really fast, just shape ups. That's it, little spheres. All done with the Spanish lavender. Now let's move on to Sweet Romance lavender. It is a different cultivar. It's about 12 to 18 inches tall and wide. I like this one to look a little bit more wild and free, but it needs a little bit of deadheading. I hope you can see this. The light is really harsh and bright, which is my sign to get inside. But see how there's buds already here? Let's see if I put see the buds? I'm gonna cut right above that to encourage those to come up. And there's more, there's some all over this plant. More buds right there that I'm going to just cut right above. And with this plant, that's how I'm pruning to get the most bang for my buck. Plus it's just 3 little baby plants. Taking a little water break. Gotta hydrate. It's getting hot out here. And I'm gonna wrap this up. But I just wanted to share with you that I did cut back my snapdragons. Remember I told you I was gonna do a little experiment with my snapdragons that I planted from seed in the fall. And I'm gonna just keep deadheading it and seeing if it will just keep coming back for me, or just take a little lull, a little siesta during the summer, and then, you know, flush back out in the fall. So I will keep you posted. But I did film myself deadheading my snapdragons. I'm gonna insert a clip here, and it's going to show you how I take very long cuts. So I follow a stem all the way down and then make a long cut. Like when I say long, I mean like from my shoulder down to like my elbow, okay? So that long. And cut above a set of really healthy leaves. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm cutting it back. And then here's another clip showing just up close, cutting it above a healthy set of leaves. And then I wanted to insert one more clip here of an old cut that I made. An old cut from probably a month before. And then it just rewarded me with 3 new stems of blooms. How awesome is that? So that's how you deadhead and prune a snapdragon. Water break is over, but I want to show you just one more thing before I let you go. All right, check out my summer planter that I did with you all. Let me turn you around. Okay, remember this cutie? This cute planter that I refreshed and had by my door? Well, I was thinking, man, it was beautiful and lush, and then, you know, it started to look like I had very few blooms. And I thought maybe it needs more sun because, you know, it gets pretty shady there on the porch. And so I brought it out here. And lo and behold, you can see that there is some damage. There's budworm damage here, and also here on this Bordeaux petunia. Those doggone budworms. So I'm gonna cut this back. I'm gonna give this a haircut. It will encourage more bushiness in this geranium, which I want. I've gotten like a couple of these bloom stalks, which are gorgeous. Oh, and then I'm debating, I don't know, maybe I should just let this one bloom first before I cut this back. No. I am going to cut everything back because today's the day of the cut back. And then everything will be fuller, more lush, more flowers. It'll pay off in the end. So all I'm gonna do is, looking down here, I'm going to just cut it right about here. And I'm gonna cut this one right about here. There's already some new growth happening. So in no time, I should get way more branches, way more flowers. So that'll be worth it. And with this being in the sun, look at, now I have the variegation, that darker burgundy color in these leaves, which is really one of the signature characteristics of this plant. So it did need more sun. And I'm going to give the petunia just a haircut too. Let's just cut it back, treat it with BT. This is hard to do with one hand. Treat it with BT and fertilize a couple of times a week to get it growing again. And then I will keep you all posted. The sun patients look okay. I don't see any budworm damage on that one. Looking as lovely as ever. And of course, the new look Dusty Miller is just poof, amazing. I love that plant so much. Okay, friends, I am in the shade trying to stay cool. I'm gonna finish up my cutback work on those petunias, clean up my mess, give everything some water, probably just a few things, and then maybe in the evening. give everything some water, hydrate myself. You stay hydrated out there, and don't be afraid to cut your plant back. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.